Diaries contain a warts and all expose of life as a Test cricketer. It's a pleasure to welcome IMT, the ghostwriter of the Warwick Todd Diaries, fly fisherman and frontliner. Please welcome Tom Gleisner.
Good.
Congratulations on, first of all, on the book, but also on the castle, mate.
Oh, yes.
You must be pleased. You know, $10 million at the box office, but not nominated for Best Film at the AFI Awards. Did that surprise you or annoy you?
Oh, well, no, it didn't. We were surprised we even made the film, Frank, to be honest. We had so little time and so little money, and we picked up an award, I think, for Best Screenplay, so that was great.
Well, did you write it?
Oh, it was written by the four Rob Titch, Sando Chilaro, Jane Kennedy, and I just added the odd verb.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you go to the awards night yourself?
No, I sort of gave it a miss. Though they're a long night. Have you ever been to an AFI award
I have
night?
been to an AFI award night.
What you see on television is like the sort of truncated version, because it actually starts at about 7 o'clock with, you know, all the non-televised sections. Those obscure technical awards like Best Refrigeration in a catering van and stuff, and a guy from Kelvinator gets up. It's a big award.
They're important.
So it's a long night, and of course, the AFIs, the Lowies have got it right, because they give you the two vital elements, celebrities and alcohol. And they come together in a beautiful marriage on the night, whereas the AFIs, it's a dry affair. And
oh, no, well, that's why I don't go anymore, you see.
Exactly.
Apart from the fact they haven't invited me for years. Are there any other films in the pipeline for you?
Well, we are planning to probably do another film next year. We've got a 3-picture deal with Village Roadshow.
Any roles for me?
Do you do an Irish accent?
Absolutely.
No. Okay. We haven't actually written that one yet. Yeah, but I guess we'll do a film next year.
And congratulations also on A River Somewhere. Is that the easiest gig on TV?
It's supposed to look that way. Obviously, travelling to far off countries, fishing, and being paid to do it is a wonderful privilege, though working with fish is not always the best way to be. They don't always behave like they're supposed to.
How do you mean?
Well, like, we did an episode up in the Kimberley once, fishing for barramundi. And I remember I actually hooked one. I said, quick, roll, and go, the barramundis are fighting fish. It's really known to have some muscle. And this thing just came in like limp. And it's amazing what you can do with a car battery and a jumper lead. Kind of got the thing shaking. But you have to be inventive.
That'll fire them up.
It will.
Now, you have so many interests, and now you've written the Warwick Todd Diaries. Let me ask you, why did you choose to write a cricket book?
Well, there simply aren't enough cricket books around. I think you'll agree. This summer, there's just about every member of the Australian team has got one, and even ex-members of the team, people like Merv and Michael Slater, I think, has got one going around at the moment. So I figured, what the heck, I've never played cricket in my life, but I could create someone who has, namely Warwick Todd, and put out a diary.
Well, just describe Warwick Todd, the cricketer, for us. Oh,
he's a total yob, basically. He's sort of a member of the Australian cricket team. He enjoys a drink, he enjoys a punt. He enjoys a round of golf, and occasionally, if that's interrupted by the odd game of cricket, he doesn't mind.
This is typical, is it, of Australia's Test cricketers?
I wouldn't know. I've based it on reading virtually all the other books that have come out, which has taken me about 18 years just to wade through all the literature to create this mythical, fictional, legendary character, Warwick Todd.
Well, I believe you've got some shots of Warwick in action. If you'd like to talk us through these,
sure.
Tom.
Well, there's Toddy and Warney, of course. Yeah. They're great mates. They're competitive, but they're great mates. There's Toddy out there on the field at Old Trafford.
What's happened there?
Pigeon showing off. I think everyone's got nicknames, you notice, in the team. You never refer to anyone as like Glenn McGrath. It's always Pigeon and, I don't know who that Tubby from the looks of the arse from behind. And there's Toddy again. He didn't take the wicket, but he came up with the winning sledge, I think, at that stage.
Oh, I see, yeah.
An important part. And that's, I don't know why Graham Halbish has come out there, but that's a streaker, of course, just celebrating a great moment on the Ashes tour.
Well, what were the highlights for Warwick, do you think, of his Ashes tour?
Well, Warwick remembers getting on the plane at Sydney and not much else. Remember, he got wheeled off at Heathrow in a luggage trolley, and from then on, May through to about July is a total blur. Hence, he wrote the diary of from what he could piece together from the fragments of what he presumed was a great tour.
It's tribal concerning to me, because there does seem to be an awful lot of drinking going on, and, you know, I would hate to think that our fine Australian men, representatives of the country, are doing that much drinking while they're away on a tour.
No, well, of course, there's parties and golf as well, so it sort of balances the whole thing out. It's not just drinking on an Ashes tour. That's important to know.
But before a Test match, surely, you know, what is the mood on the bus like? You know, just before they...
Well, you know, all the non-smokers sit up the front, 2 or 3 of them, and the other smokers are down the back, and you have a few drinks just to sort of loosen up and sing a few verses of Kay Sand, that sort of thing, and just sort of pump yourself up for a big game. That's certainly what Warwick did throughout the tour.
Well, what's it like after You know, what's the vibe like in the dressing room after
Much the
test?
same as I just described, a few verses of K-Sam, a lot more drinking, a lot more smoking and celebrating, and then they've all got to interview each other, of course, because they've all got gigs with 9 and 7 and 10, and then they all rush home to write their book. So it's kind of it's a different slant on an Ashes tour these days, but it's very hectic.
That must be hard on relationships. Has it been costly for Warwick in that
Warwick,
personal area?
yes. Unfortunately, if you read the diary, Warwick splits up with his dear lady wife, Rosalind. It was the distance in the end that did them, because under the terms of the restraining order she took out, he's not allowed within 200 metres of the family home.
That distance.
And it is tough. But, you know, they've come to an amicable arrangement. She's got the house and the kids, and he's kept the memorabilia. So I think that's a nice...
Well, that'll come in handy for him.
For his testimonial year.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Speaking of testimonials, do you think cricketers get paid enough?
Oh, see, it's a thorny issue at the moment, isn't it?
Yes,
And I think Toddy would say definitely not, because he of course has a wife and a family here in Australia, as well as a couple of kids in England, and apparently someone in India who's
does he?
Yeah.
So there's a bit of that's what I like about it. Is an expose. I mean, normally what happens on the road stays on the road, but not
with this guy. No, it
the
is.
Warwick Todd Diaries.
It's warts and all, I'm afraid, with the Warwick Todd Diaries, Frank, and it's a bit ugly, and it probably paints a slightly unpleasant picture of an otherwise noble and wonderful sport, but it's a good read.
Well, it is a very good read, mate. As I said in the introduction, I've read it and I laughed out loud, which is something that you can't always say. The Warwick Todd Diaries, I recommend it to you highly. What do you think, Tom Gleisner?
Thank you.
Good on you, mate.
Thanks, mate.
And we'll be back with Stephen Jacobs and Tripod. Don't go away.